Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday from Arnie's. Happy birthday to you. Woo!
Welcome to Arnie's birthday Zoom. Laurin Mioton-Connor joins us. You know, we've had a few of these, Laurin, over the last year and a half, and I don't think, and I'm going to blow sunshine your way, anyone more accomplished than you. First of all, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. And
thank you.
I know you're a busy person up in Nashville working in surgery there, but tell us a little bit about how are you going to celebrate your birthday today if you're going to get time to do that, and also, you know, what those birthdays were like growing up in Louisiana for you.
Yeah, so thank you so much. I think every birthday is a special one. So I get to celebrate today by doing what I have always wanted to do, which is practicing medicine and doing some surgery. And then I get to go join my family. I have two little young boys, and then my parents are in town. So we're all going to have dinner together and maybe see a little bit, catch the end of my oldest son's baseball practice. So just some family time, which is always what it's about.
Yeah, hopefully, I was gonna say, hopefully in Nashville, you've got decent weather for it, better than what it is in West Lafayette. But it didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, yes, it fluctuates, but it's definitely warming up here, which I'm grateful for as well. Makes the days longer, just more enjoyable. But
yeah,
I think growing up in Louisiana, a lot of family time, wonderful dinners. I remember my mom would always get me a special type of cake, which we still sometimes, I used to actually get it up in college at West Lafayette. She used to ship it to me just to have a little bit of semblance of home. So I just remember feeling very loved, very welcomed, and just celebrating with my family. So that's really what shines through as the years go on. You know, those memories get a little bit hazier. So that's the overwhelming feeling that I remember from birthdays past.
Is your family, now that you're in Nashville, closer to you? Are they still in Louisiana and
No,
where you grew up?
They moved when I was a junior at Purdue. So they moved to the Nashville surrounding area.
Okay.
And then, so now they're 15 minutes away now. So my brother, I have one older brother, he's in town now. So it's just awesome to be around everyone.
Well, as my memories of you, not only as your playing career, but just how focused you were, and you go back and read bios and always wanted to go to medical school, Is that something that when you were, from the age of 6 or 7 years old, or did you get that notion as you got closer to college? And then how in the heck did you make it all happen? I mean, that's impressive, having to balance that and a college basketball career.
Yeah, the short answer is I think I always did want to be a physician. Yeah. I don't know, what kind, and that's in part because my dad's an interventional cardiologist, and he would take me to work, and I just loved his interactions. You could tell that he enjoyed every day interacting with patients, their stories, and helping them in some way. He saves lives. I just kind of impact in a different manner. Yeah. So yes, it's always been my mindset. I knew that going in as a student athlete at Purdue, that was my goal. And in reality, the coaching staff there was very accommodating, because a lot of times the demanding schedule, as many of the student athletes have done before me and thereafter, sometimes you have to be flexible in terms of where classes overlap and how that impacts your practice and playing schedule. So I definitely, sacrificed a little bit of what I could have contributed, I think, in some part to the team, all with the greater mindset of reaching my goal, which was medical school, and they got me there. So I'm very grateful for my time at Purdue.
Yeah, you had a teammate in Brittany Rayburn who was in vet school, had to balance a lot of that, as I recall. You had a terrific career at Purdue because you got 2 Big Ten tournament championships, 2 trips to the Elite Eight. You played with Katie Gearlds, who's now running the program. Let me take one step back. How did you get to Purdue from Louisiana? Who made that contact? What was that recruiting contact like? And how did that all end up transpiring? Then I want to get into a little bit about what that playing career was like for you.
Yes. So I think I just lucked out. Sometimes it's being at the right place at the right time with scouting. So I was on a very well-known AAU team. My high school team was not well-known. So I got a lot of my experience and exposure from that AAU time. And I had some wonderful teammates, just extremely talented, athletic individuals. And a lot of times, obviously, coaching staff would come to see those individuals play. And I think that's where I found Christy Curry. She was coming to scout one of my teammates. And I just lucked out to have, good game or two or three or, whatever in that time frame. And she kind of investigated and we just bonded. I mean, she's from the Southeast area.
Yeah.
I think just really loved, the atmosphere that Purdue provides after my official visit. And I just felt like in my gut, that was a place for me. I visited some other institutions and I think in the end, my family let me pick where I wanted to go instinctually, and it worked out, in the end for sure. So luck of the draw.
Yeah. Well, but you had all college experiences are in fact experiences. You had to go through a coaching change, and obviously Christy Curry left early on in your career,
Right.
and in comes Sharon Versup and staff. What did you learn from that, and what was that like for you as a player?
I think that's with as you get older with experience with jobs, what have you, you can never really rely on stability. Change is the norm, and kind of going internally and realizing that your team is the structure that you rely on, and relying on those teammates and friends, and they become your family. Going through that journey together, and then you just build that mental toughness that you also have to be a motivating factor. You have to drive yourself. People and individuals can change around you, but what are your goals and how are you going to get there? And then enlisting others to help you. So I was very open with Coach Versup and staff about where I wanted to be and what I wanted to do. And I think as long as you vocalize that, the goals and what you want to do, they're there to help you and get there. So it's mutual success.
And obviously you had many other accomplished student athletes and players on your team, but you were at a level and had goals, that were high aspirations for after school. What do you tell kids, students, your own children when they reach the age of looking to say, how do you deal with folks that aren't maybe as focused you are, but they are your teammates? What strategies did you utilize in terms of being a good teammate, knowing that you had, I don't say bigger fish to fry, but you sure had lofty goals coming out of your college career?
Yeah, I think some of that is pushing others to reach their goals too. So leading by example in some part. I knew I wanted to, reach a certain academic goal, but I did surround myself. I mean, all my teammates were wonderful. My roommates at that time were Natalia Bogdanova and Laura, and they were very motivated, and we had different goals and different majors, but I think I would just say, I'm going to go study and just go off. And being an introvert, that probably helped me. Just because I was okay spending time alone. I wanted to be, in silence and kind of tending to what I needed to do. And I think just realizing that if I don't kind of put in the work, then I'm never gonna get that goal. So I think not having anyone distract you, not that they're distractions, they're just different different goals. And then just realizing what you have to do. And I did fall. I mean, everyone has ups and downs. I definitely had tests where I didn't do well, definitely had classes where it struggled. And then that kind of remotivates you to realize you can't rest on your laurels. You need to keep on pushing, put in time studying, do what you need. Tutoring sessions. That's the great thing about, being a student athlete. Everything's at your disposal. It's really a supportive environment. And academic centers to support you. So not being, hesitant to reach out and ask for that help too.
You had a really varied, had other experiences outside. You were in the homecoming court, and you also, academically, do you have one class that you said, boy, I couldn't deal with physics, or I couldn't deal with a math course? What was the one that kept you up at night during your academic career at Purdue?
I think I definitely thought I was going to continue on upper level courses of math and going into the higher levels of calculus. And I think I don't remember what course it was, but I just remember being very early on and be like, this is not happening. I don't need it to graduate. And I'm just going to part ways from this class rather than struggling through it. Cause it was just, there's individuals that have a knack for upper level kind of complex math. And I just was not one of them. So that I distinctly remember.
Yeah. All right. You had it, like I said, that accomplishment on the court, some really great moments, 2 trips to the Elite Eight. What a great experience. 2 Big Ten tournament championships, if I counted correctly and remember right. But what was it like, again, playing at that level and having that opportunity? You were playing more in your senior year than you did early on, but you had different roles on those teams that were very, very accomplished with some really good players.
Yeah, I think what the college experience taught me is that, one, it's humbling. You're coming to another level where you're meeting the best of the best, and they're rightfully the best of the best, and acknowledging those talents and understanding where you can contribute and knowing your talents and kind of how that molds into the team framework. Every year after year, it's going to change. based on kind of the mix of individuals, and just trying to breed success and know that you can help success, and even if it's a minor contribution, because that overall will help the team. And I think that's where I just really learned that, hey, I'm not going to be a starting player, or maybe it's senior. If I need to be, I will. But I can see the kind of everything, the stars aligning, and maybe this isn't where I align, but where can I help? Whether that's just outside the court and helping motivate people, and being positive, or on those few minutes I'm on the court, what can I do? So I think that's the major experience, because that parlays in anything at work, and especially at surgery is a team environment too. And knowing where you have talents, where you can improve, that's all breeds back from basketball and sports.
Yeah, time for a couple of quick questions as you've got a busy day. What, Katie Gearlds, you played with her as well. What's going to make her a great college coach? She had a successful first season, got things off to a good start. She's got to do some building like any coach, but what attributes does she have when you had a chance to play with her and get to know her as a teammate?
Oh, Katie's fantastic, and I can't wait to see what she does. I think she's going to be the perfect fit for Purdue women's basketball, as she's already shown what she's done in this limited time. She is just a cool, calm competitor. I mean, cool under pressure. I just remember her being so talented, but when kind of the push comes to shove, she will be intensely competitive, and breed that out of other people too. And leading by example, doing the work, and she's done it thus far as a player and as a coach, at other institutions. And I think the student athletes are seeing that in her. And you want somebody that you want to fight for, and somebody that's already been through those steps and has been to the highest levels, the Elite Eight, an All-American. That's who you want to play for, somebody that has gone through it and can get that out of you. She's going to push people, and she's going to bring along wonderful recruits just because you want to play for somebody like that. I just think she's a young, energetic, but just intensely competitive person. That's what Purdue's about. And it's all about the team, just as the men's basketball, it's just a perfect environment for her.
And she could play too, boy. Yes. She was a terrific player. Awesome. That never hurts in terms of her skill set. From that standpoint. All right, now I don't know. I don't even know. This would be another half-hour interview. But how did you balance having children, starting to raise a family, medical school, residency, and then you get to surgery and what that's all about?
I don't know.
Are there more than 24 hours in a day? Is my question. Yeah. But also, how did you get to surgery? What was that? What tipped you to that area?
I think going back to the team atmosphere, I think my experience with sports, I was drawn to the surgery aspect, in part because you get to work with so many individuals that's in the operating room, outside, and just your colleagues in terms of surgeons as well. I thought I wanted to do orthopedics leading off, just because I wanted to be involved with athletics, and then going with that gut instinct, knowing that wasn't the right fit for me, pivoting and going into plastic surgery. And the variety is just fantastic, and getting to impact people's lives that have gone through trauma or cancer. It's just really special, and I'm very grateful. But getting to here, I'm not sure. All I know is that it takes a village for sure. Family, job situation, asking for help. I've got wonderful in-laws, a fantastic husband, wonderful, family, myself, and just they're chipping in coming up to take care of our kids, flying out at a drop's notice to come and help us, and just realizing it's a marathon. Getting to the end goal is I think you keep on pushing your goals, but being here now after like 15 years of training is just a breath of fresh air. It's so exciting to be doing what I've always dreamt I wanted to do.
Well, congratulations. You're an inspiration on so many fronts, and at one of the great medical facilities in the country in Vanderbilt. We wish you well. 35 years, it's a kind of a milestone birthday, but it's good to be young, energetic, and with a lot going on. Best to you and your family. I hope you get a great meal tonight. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this Arnie's birthday Zoom, and we appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day.
Well, thank you so much. Boiler up.